Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Covering both sides of the big issues with the analysis you trust on News Radio 1040 WHO.
Always a pleasure to welcome our next guest to the show. He is the patent professor. Is John Rizvi. How you doing, John?
Yes, good.
Excellent. So we brought you on because Mickey Mouse, the patent for Mickey Mouse, is about to disappear. When that happens, right? What does that mean? Does that mean I can make Mickey Mouse stuff?
Yeah. So the copyright's expiring. It's expiring on January 1st of 2024, which at this point is right around the corner.
Yep.
And now it's important to keep in mind it's the original Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse, not the Disney-fied version. The Disney-fied version doesn't expire for about another 10 years or so, January of 2026, about a dozen years. But
that's about 3 years.
2036.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I get it.
Sorry. Yeah, 2036, January 1st, 2036. The Disney-fied versions are expiring, but the Steamboat Willie version is it's a big deal because now anybody can use. Well, not now. In about 2 months, anybody will be able to use that version of Mickey Mouse for anything.
Right, so I could add the Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse to my show logo, and there's nothing Disney could do about it.
Correct. In fact, John Oliver, on one of his shows, he's kind of hinted towards that becoming the mascot for his show, and kind of tongue-in-cheek, as if to show that, hey, Disney, look at what I'm going to do, and you can't do anything.
Well, this is interesting. So there's no way Disney can sue you if you start using the Steamboat Willie Mickey, which is interesting to people like me because you would think if they were still using it, they would be able to stop you. So I know they're not using it, but they are using the Disney-fied one. So in 12 years' time, we could even use that Mickey and that Minnie on our stuff, and they couldn't stop you?
Exactly. And now the average consumer doesn't, may not even recognize that the Steamboat Willie version differences between the Disney-fied version. One big difference is the Disney Mickey Mouse wears gloves, but that's finer. Who's going to notice that? Now, the trademark Disney's been really good about. Trademarks never expire. So as long as the company continues to renew the trademarks, you cannot use the branding. You cannot call it Mickey Mouse. You could use the image, but they're holding on to the brand, so that gives them a little bit of protection. But for the most part, if somebody creates it, anyone can sell a T-shirt, put the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey on the shirt, and there's no copyright infringement. But the bigger issue, and I don't know if that was part of what you wanted to talk about, is, and maybe it's on point with Halloween just around the corner, is derivative works, like people taking the Disney-fied version of Mickey Mouse and doing whatever they want, creating a horror version of Mickey Mouse, a rated X version of Mickey Mouse, any of these things, and Disney would be helpless to try to change that. We've seen that with another expired trademark, and that's with Winnie the Pooh. The movie Blood and Honey is a horror version of this beloved children's story, and there's nothing that could be done. I mean, the movie's a lot of people that have seen it, they're in utter shock.
Right. That's awful. Absolutely awful. Yes, so could you take the Steamboat Willie version and say Mickey's in the house? See what I did there?
Yeah.
Or is that the kind of thing that keeps people like you in business?
It does. It keeps us up at night wondering as well. I mean, there's so many different complex angles to that. And part of it is it's just, the copyright is one aspect. You also have trademarks, and consumer confusion is something that Disney could try and claim if somebody ends up using the actual trademarks for Mickey Mouse. But this is a problem that's going to continue. I mean, I don't have the actual dates, but Bugs Bunny's not expiration of that copyright's not that far off. Bambi, Peter Pan, got Batman, Superman. A lot of these characters, when they become part of the public domain, you will see variations of the story with no legal recourse.
John Rizvi is the patent professor. If you have something you want patented, get hold of thepatentprofessor.com. John, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you very much for coming on, talking to us about Mickey. January the 1st is the day you can all start using the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse. So there you go. John, have a great weekend.